What kind of friend do you think I am? That'd be like if I said, we're doing the arc, and I was like, psych, we're doing Shada. Ooh,
Yeah, at least I picked a good episode, having baited you with a bad one.
Yeah.
This would be the opposite.
Also, Frez, you should really stop getting on Rain about that because the entire thing was my idea.
Wow, look at my friend.
That's on. Well, I mean, evil trolley bullshit is on brand for you, so it's like.
Look at my friend taking the bullet and being the goat.
Wow, you're like okay. Cat activates the spell card scapegoat. Can we talk about this bastard story now?
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to Doctor Who Reviews. I've had to wait a whole week to say this. We got second in Eurovision!
Anyways, on to things that people actually care about.
Oh, come on, it's a big deal for us. We went from last to second.
All right, England, you can have this. You can put it in the British Museum along with all the other things you stole.
Oh my god, really? Really? Well, firstly, it was the whole of the UK, as long as that still stands together. Give it 3 weeks, and it probably won't.
You have one night where everybody in the entire Europe, in the entirety of Europe, don't hate you.
I mean, in fairness, it was a really good performance, and the guy that sang it is a really nice bloke, so I'm delighted for him.
Good.
But yeah, things that matter. Well, would you believe it? They've done it again with the breaking news.
Oh, God.
We're a little late here because we had to, unfortunately, take a week off because scheduling conflicts arose.
Who are these dumb people, by the way, before you get excited?
Oh, yes, sorry. Before I talk about the big breaking news, yes. Joined by my two usual co-hosts. No Kuchiri said that he couldn't make it.
Now, this pisses me off because I tried to get out of this last week by going on vacation and be like, now I only have to talk about it for 10 minutes in a cutaway instead of 2 hours. And then Rain had obligations, and now I'm back, and I have to do this shit.
I did give you the option to sit out.
You did.
Want to make that clear?
I'm not mad that Kuchiri has to sit out. I'm mad that he stole my plan to sit out, and it worked for him.
Thank God he's not picking the next episode. That would have been awkward. Anyway, yeah, my two usual co-hosts. Firstly, to my virtual left, he's searched around the universe. He's been down some black holes. It's Freezing Inferno.
Yeehaw.
It's a lyric from that Eurovision song. And to my virtual right, she knew the moment had arrived for killing the past and coming back to life. It's Kat.
That doesn't make any sense. Why would killing the past bring it back to life?
Take it up with the Who.
I will.
Well, who's doing the opposite of killing the past? It's reviving it. Which brings us to our breaking news story from a week ago.
So, yeah, do you remember all those rumours that David Tennant was coming back for Series 14? David Tennant's coming back for Series 14. Well, no, he's definitely for the anniversary special, isn't he? But they're still not being very clear. Is it a special? Is it a mini-series? What's going on here?
I am incredibly fucking apprehensive and full of dread at this.
I'm not going to mention any kind of on-the-set spoilers because, for one thing, I'm trying to keep away from them as well. But the ones I do know, something a little iffy's going on here. And I don't mean our friend.
Nah.
Our very nice, very good friend who drives a truck and is generally a rad human being. No, I mean iffy as in dodgy. Something strange is going on with this episode. I'm not sure it's quite what you think it is, but we'll find out as time goes on. Also, Catherine Tate's back as Donna. Fantastic.
Yay.
I mean, if you're going to bring back David Tennant, the best companion, I mean, accounting for taste at the very least.
Absolutely. And then that was announced on Sunday with, what was it, 2 Hearts plus Diamond, Blue Diamond. Yep. And then it was Blue Diamond plus Rose. Because Rose is back, but not the Rose you were expecting.
Back is a strong term.
Well, all right. Rose has been cast for the 60th anniversary.
Rose is here. There's a Rose here.
Everyone is here!
Oh, God almighty.
I think that's where it might be going. But, yeah. This Rose is not Billie Piper's Rose. This is the actress Yasmin Lily. Have I pronounced that right?
I suppose. Isn't it funny that we have a character that's named Rose, that's not the Billie Piper Rose coming back, and the name of the actress is Yasmin.
And Lily, which is a flower. So.
And you know what the worst part is? She'll probably be 10,000 times better as a character than the current Yasmin.
Of course.
But this casting, we do have to mention that it got certain people very, very happy, and certain people very upset.
And we're not going to say why they're upset, because the reason they're upset is bullshit, so they could go to hell.
I mean, I was about to just blow a raspberry at the people that were upset, but that works too.
Here, I'll do it for you.
We didn't hear it.
Well, I did it. You want... Here, fuck it, I'll get close to the...
Okay.
There! You hear that?
Yeah, did you hear that?
Sounded more like a bass boosted...
That's just my microphone settings. So,
Right.
yeah, so this Rose, it's not been officially confirmed yet, but common belief is that she is going to be Donna and Sean Temple's daughter.
Okay.
Because she married Sean Temple, did Donna at the end of time.
Right.
And in the website data, I think the character is referred to as Rose Temple Noble.
Okay.
But it's just weird that they haven't revealed this officially yet.
Oh, I wonder then if, like, all the Dr. Donna stuff is going to pass on to Rose.
Oh, God.
What if that's why she's named Rose? Because she remembers Rose Tyler.
Oh, I never thought of that. That's brilliant.
Mm.
That's actually brilliant.
Oh, boy.
So, we don't know if we're going to get like more announcements as each weekend passes. I will say right now that if we get Musical Note plus Blue Diamond, I'm losing it.
I mean, okay, but I have some apprehensive fears. None against Yasmin Lily as Temple. No,
You're gonna poop on my parade, aren't you? Please go ahead and poop on my parade.
Of course, I'm gonna poop on your parade. I am incredibly fucking worried because, well, we're getting David Tennant back, and like the fear, the big looming horrific like sort of Damocles over my head is that after the Chibnall years have done this sort of remember 2007 when the show was good bullshit, blah 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 blah, let's bring back this and that, let's appeal to populists, and then we've got these series of things that just repeatedly like are trying to invoke that era again. Hey look, Russell T Davies is back. Oh hey look, David Tennant is back. Like, the fear here is that at the end of the centenary in October of this year, Jodie Whittaker finally goes out, the end of the Chibnall era goes, and what? Oh my god, I'm David Tennant! And it's like a complete fucking turning back of the dial, a retro regeneration. If that happens, I swear to God, I think, I said before in Survivors of the Flux, I said if it wasn't for the show, I would quit. I think if we have a retro regeneration, I honestly think I have to sit it out that year and wait for Ncuti Gatwa, because I do not know if I can sanction a specific retro regeneration back to David Tennant literally going, oh, remember 2008 when the show was good?
I highly doubt that they'll do that. Even Chibnall's not that crazy.
Well, it's not Chibnall, though. It's Russell T Davies.
I also highly doubt that Russell T Davies is that crazy.
I don't know. I mean, he's cast David Tennant and Catherine Tate back. It's like the second big thing. At the very least, I'm glad we got Ncuti Gatwa announced before this, but, the hype for this is just like all over the place. I mean, Rain, I know you're not looking at the set photos or any shit like that, but they keep popping up on my feed. And so that's interesting because that's more talk that Doctor Who's ever gotten than even in the Chibnall years, because the Chibnall years had like
something did pop up on my feed just today, which has me a little bit worried.
I think I saw a thing today too. I'm not gonna.
A returning element to the show.
I think we saw the same thing. which I mean that's
looking
not
very
so,
different to how it used to. So I think
that's
you know what I'm
not
talking about.
so yeah, that's not so bad because that's a returning element that's been in multiple incarnations of the show, not just Remember 2008. But I mean, rolling back the clock to David Tennant for a special or specials, it really is the show just taking an entire year to go Remember 2008 when the show was good, and I really don't like that. I am genuinely fucking worried and anxious about this shit. Genuinely. You know how I feel about this nostalgia pandering. And like every bit of media I've been invested in has been doing it. You Star Wars, Star Trek, there was another one I was thinking of off the top of my head, but a lot of shit has been doing that lately, where it's just like, roll back the clock, appease those people. And I'm like, no, move forward, do more interesting things. So that's a big fucking concern for me. Now, if there's a point to this, like, I don't think Russell T Davies will do this, but it'd be interesting. So you know the 50th. You remember the 50th? How the entire thing was like, I want to take this event, the Time War, and the Doctor's greatest mistake, and I want to fix it. That was an interesting story. What do we know about Donna from where we left her?
That she cannot remember the Doctor, it will kill her.
If RTD pulls a Moffat and decides that the 60th is going to be to fix that, to heal Donna, that could be interesting. There's a distant planet, distant timeline where that could be interesting and resonant. But you can do that without specifically having Jodie Whittaker retro regenerate back into David Tennant. If it's an alternate timeline, if it's fucking, I don't know, alternate timeline shenanigans or some sort of regeneration going back to more than just Tennant, poof, I'm Colin Baker again or some shit. It could be okay, but time is gonna tell. I'm pretty fucking worried. Krista has been trying to reassure me about it, but got some concerns.
Your concerns are valid. At the same time, I've not felt this optimistic about the show for a long time. Because it actually feels like someone's that actually cares about it is taking over now.
Well, I honestly, I'm just waiting for Shuti Gatwa.
That's fair, but I do find it ironic that we know more about the 60th anniversary than we do about Jodie Whittaker's final episode.
Yeah, and another thing I will say, an interesting parallel. So, Kat, what's the phrase you like to say about the Jodie Whittaker era in comparison to another era? What did she get?
She got Colin Baker.
Uh-huh. So, Colin Baker had that mess and got let go.
Okay, Frez, I see what you're saying here. I really highly doubt that David Tennant is going to rock up in a Jodie Whittaker wig.
Not quite what I'm saying. I am talking about Time in the Rani, though, and what I believe Time in the Rani is. Time in the Rani is like the last gasp, an exorcism of all that bullshit from the period of the show that we will be talking about when we talk about the episode in question, in fact. The Sayward years. Just the last fucking gasp of that exercising that before they move on to the new and exciting, interesting things like Paradise Towers, Delta and the Banner, and Remembrance of the Daleks, stuff like that. So maybe if these specials are the last gasp of, okay, fuckers, you want David Tennant, you want to remember 2008 shows, good, here you go. Here's your anniversary special. We're getting all that shit out one last blast. Just bleh. And now we got a new Doctor, a new vision for the show. We're moving forward into Terra Incognito. That could be interesting. But my God, I don't know if I can take a year of that.
It could be very interesting. Also, what Kat just said about David Tennant in a blonde wig, give me that for a comic relief sketch. Because that sounds amazing. Instead, I don't think Jodie would agree to do. Well, she wouldn't have to be there, would she? That's the whole point of spoofing the Colin Baker regeneration.
Exactly.
She wouldn't be there.
Speaking of miserable eras of the show, then, I think we should talk about what we're talking
Okay,
about.
I'm not taking the blame for this because I had a reason for picking this.
I'm not. For once, I'm not hard. I'm not harshing you for picking. I mean, well, it sucks, but I'm not harsh. You didn't go like, I'm going to pick the bad Doctor Who and make people mad. You just went, I want to see how Tegan left, given that she's coming back. Let's look at how Tegan left.
Yeah, and now I'm kind of wishing I didn't do that. So.
Oh, shit.
So this is
I
Resurrection
mean, we
of the
would
Daleks.
have done it eventually.
Yeah, this is Resurrection of the Daleks, and first thing we had to mention straight away is the format of the episodes, because it's a little bit complicated. So this was broadcast as two 45-minute parts, but it was filmed as four 25-minute episodes. And they put them together, I think it was for the Olympic Games.
Oh, 1984, all right.
Yeah, I think it was to make room in the schedule for the Los Angeles Olympics in 1984.
Okay, hang on. So, season 21, you're telling me that it got fucked up at the beginning of the series by Margaret Thatcher calling an election, and it got fucked up in the middle of the series by the Olympics.
Yes.
Holy shit.
Just the worst possible timing. But the version that we watched was the 4-part one.
I'm kind of surprised that the Doctor didn't run down the street holding a torch.
See what you did there?
Yeah. Talking about David Tennant again.
Fear her is
Would
not
have
a
been
fan
even
of the-
funnier if it was the British torch, which is the flashlight.
Well, there's nothing funny about this episode, because this is a Eric Sayward written story, and
Yeah. Now,
It sucks.
I'm just gonna say it. I think season 21 is like the worst season of classic Doctor Who.
it's that or 22, isn't it?
I mean, 22. Yeah, I mean this era, the Sayward era. I mean, like the Davison era, there were some good gems in it early on. Like Kinda, like Snake Dance, like Enlightenment, like Terminus. There's some really interesting Gonzo stuff. There's also some, trad bullshit like Earthshock, Visitation, or Arc of Infinity, just Doctor Who monster bullshit. But there's this balance. But season 21 is just like, there are a bunch of stories in it that are just fucking miserable. It opens with Warriors of the Deep, which check the channel down below to see a review of Warriors of the Deep. And Warriors of the Deep is fucking miserable and ethically compromised in almost every goddamn way. And then we got this in the middle, which is just misery all around, just this bleak, grim, joyless thing. And then you got the Caves of Androzani, which is quite good, but also really it's less that, oh, this is a masterpiece, and more, oh, it's the one time that this bleak, horrible thing actually fucking works because you had someone with 2 bits of talent to rub together to write the thing and direct it. The Caves of Androzani is like the exception rather than the rule, and then they don't even have the good sense to end on that. They're just like, ooh, see Colin Baker early. I'm a fucking raging psychopath. Ah! Surely people will come back to this. Wait, where are you going?
Yeah.
I mean, Mike, I know Mike, if you're watching, he says that we should do The Awakening, which is like a 2-parter, and I don't remember it being particularly offensive, so it might be good. And Frontios was okay. I understand his concerns about the last part, and they do kind of feed into the other bullshit, and that's okay. And then there's Planet of the Fire, which is just...
I've not seen
Yeah.
Planet of Fire, so I couldn't tell you if that's any good or not.
I will give it a resounding... But, yeah, it's not a great season, and I had to put it on Eric Sayward. He's just... His trad... bleak gun Doctor Who is just fucking miserable.
It is pretty miserable. Also, join us in 2 weeks' time when Kat picks Planet of Fire. I don't think you'll pick
like
Planet of
fire.
Fire. I don't think you'll pick Planet of Fire, though, because it follows on directly from this story. And I think we need a break from Sayward. That being said,
Alright, it's okay. I'll just pick the arc. And
I know what you're picking, I think. I think you've already given it away, but that could be a fake out. I mean, you're pretty good at those.
You want to see... I mean, Eric Sayward doesn't even fucking give you like any breathing room in the story before the misery starts. So
I'll say this right way for Saywood. Yeah, all right. His era was not the best, but knowing what I know now about him and John Nathan Turner, I back Saywood over Turner all the way.
Yeah, there's some prickly bullshit going on behind the scenes of this era.
Plus revelations that came after Nathan Turner's death, which are not great.
Great.
Not really the time to go into them, but I'm sure if you did a Google search, you could find them if you were so inclined. But we open Resurrection of the Daleks on a derelict street, and immediately the murder starts in the first 30 seconds, because these guys in weird costumes run out the door, and then policemen pursue them and shoot them down from behind. And also a poor witness that was just minding his own business.
It's just, hey, look, bang, bang, man fall over dead, bang,
and the
murder!
poor guy that witnessed all this is also shot dead, despite the fact he didn't know what the hell was going on.
What is this, 1984 or 1984?
Yes. Then the bodies are teleported
or
out.
2022.
No, please.
Here's the thing that I don't get. Like, I usually don't go into these sort of cinema sins as, well, why don't the characters act in, like, completely logical ways? Oh, this is not good. Ding, ding, ding. Like, I don't usually get into that sort of critique. I critique more the emotional thing, but, like, maybe I'm being too early here, but, like, several times in the story I'm like, wait, why is any of this happening? Like, why are there space people in the year 1984? Like, there's some thinly veiled little lines here and there. They're like, oh, it's because of this and this and this. But it's like, there's no fucking, like, narrative through-line reason. It's just, oh, here's the line to say. Oh, here's the thing. And it's like, you could have made the story about that. Why didn't you make the story about that? Instead of just bang, bang, boom, murder.
But not all of the escapees, because these are prisoners, not all of them were killed by these two policemen. Who, spoiler alert, they're not actually policemen. Galloway and Stein is played by Rodney Bewes, who is, you won't know who Rodney Bewes was, but he's very famous in the UK for a sitcom called Whatever Happened to the Likely Lads. And there's a sad story about that. He got into a royalties dispute with his co-star James Bolam. So Bolam basically refused to pay him royalties whenever the Likely Lads got reshown.
Sucks.
And Bewes joked that this story basically kept food on his table.
Oh my God.
I don't think he was being entirely serious. There was eventually a change of heart, and he did get royalties again from Whatever Happened to the Likely Lads. But yeah, he maybe was not in the best frame of mind here. I think his performance is fine.
Yeah.
We then cut to the TARDIS. Oh, no, sorry. No, we don't. No, sorry. I forgot about the policeman. The two police officers, who obviously are not police officers, they stay behind. Their leader turns up, and he teleports away with the bodies. And he immediately starts launching into a tirade that the prisoners escaped. How the hell could you let this happen? And why did we use machine pistols on them? You know, we couldn't, sir, we couldn't use our futuristic laser guns. That would be too obvious to the time period, or it would stand out.
Nothing anachronistic is... the specific thing is, like, it's our orders. Nothing anachronistic is to be taken down to Earth. And it's like... That's sure gonna make sense in a couple episodes' time.
That's funny. That's very funny.
I mean,
not even that, but just the British policemen having fucking machine guns.
Yeah.
In general.
Especially the 80s. I mean, we do have armed police officers.
It's a Dalek story, so, like, it's particularly funny because there are going to be Daleks beaming down later on and zoom, exterminate and shit. So, but you can't have a laser gun. That would be anachronistic.
And I'm going to tell you right now, we're going to use this term a lot. Time corridor.
The time corridor.
So the TARDIS is drawn into the time corridor. Turlo is just launched into the wall. Bap.
Which kind of makes no sense because the episode before this is Frontios, where they were drawn to the center of the universe.
Yeah.
I highly doubt Earth is the center of the universe.
And of course that well,
No, we've been to the center of the universe. It's Terminus.
yeah.
That was just a season ago. So anyway, play a drinking game. Take a drink every time they say time corridor. By the end of part 1, this is what you'll look like.
Oh boy. Yeah.
Fair enough. Where was I? That's kind of thrown me off my game for a little
Meanwhile,
bit.
in the TARDIS,
Yeah, the cloister bell goes off,
TARDIS is going ape shit.
and Tegan just goes, "Oh no!"
It's not again.
That is kind of a running theme with Tegan throughout this.
Rabbits.
You can kind of tell she's let's say she's getting fed up with certain aspects of her journey in the TARDIS, shall we say?
Maybe it's the fact that they keep putting her in fucking heels.
Yeah.
I mean, this poor woman, who, I mean, fantastic that she can run in heels. That takes a lot of skill to do. But also just the fact that they're making her run through, like, all these streets and locales, and she's doing all these stunts and stuff in heels.
I imagine that would knacker your feet.
I want to smack the costume person so hard.
I imagine that would really knacker your feet to run in high heels like that.
Yes. Honestly, just wearing high heels really fucks up your legs.
Yeah, I was about to
And
say,
your back.
Even wearing heels must fuck up your feet.
And
It's like heels are a torture device for women. In fact, the fun part is apparently men were supposed to be wearing the high heels. Because what they would do is butchers would wear their high heels so that they wouldn't get blood all over them.
yeah, that makes sense.
Oh,
Also, there are some men out there who look really good in high heels, so I'm honestly of the opinion that high heels were supposed to be for men.
I'm not trying to be homophobic or anything. I can't see men apart from like drag artists. And yeah, I'll stop there.
If the
I'll send you
shoe
some
fits,
photos.
Rainiac. If the shoe fits.
Very
Alright.
good. But the upshot of all this is that after the turbulence in the cloister bell, the TARDIS does break free of the time corridor.
Look.
That sounded like you were drowning in a pond.
Drown this fucking story in a pond.
A little bit extreme.
I'm gonna drown myself in a pond if we have to keep talking about this.
All right, I'll get on with it. Back to our two survivors, Galloway and Steen. Well, they're not two survivors for very long. They're also looking for the time corridor, because of course they are. Everyone in this damn story at some point or another is looking for the time corridor. Yeah, he looks good in those.
That's
Told you.
fashionable. Agreed.
Fashion, right, so... Speaking of people who look good in high heels, David Bowie. So... yeah, they're looking for the time corridor because everyone in this damn story is looking for that at some point. Galloway...
Also, here's a drinking game. If you manage to survive by the end of this by drinking every time we say time corridor, good luck.
Counter argument, please don't drink every time we say time corridor because you will die.
Wow, look, you made... My God, Rain, you made them take another drink by saying time corridor. Oh, shit.
No, I'm telling them to not drink when I say the words time corridor. Not
What?
to
You're
drink
telling them not to... You're telling them not to drink when we say the word time corridor?
Time corridor.
Exactly.
Our audience is now dead of alcohol poisoning. Continue.
I did warn them not to do it.
Yeah, but it's our audience.
Oh my god, we have a responsibility. Great.
Yep.
Wow.
So,
Look
to
what you've
the
done.
two of you now left, we hope you're enjoying the show. So,
Now that one of you's dead.
very good.
The necromancers are coming as we speak. Don't worry, you'll be fine.
Mm.
A little blue, but you'll be fine.
They're blue, dabba dee, dabba da. So, the two survivors are suddenly one survivor because Galloway is shot down by a man in a ridiculous costume. What is this?
It's a cross between the stormtrooper and the Dalek.
The troopers, the Dalek troopers, to give them their full title. And I think it was John Nathan Turner hated these costumes, but they didn't have time to change it.
Oh, wow.
But
Just
it's
like
it's
the
just
Merca.
the big. You talk about, oh, don't be anachronistic. These guys are entirely anachronistic. What the hell?
Yeah, with their samurai helmets. Where'd they get their fashion advice? The Sea Boys?
It's like if you took the Seaboy Samurai helmet and just slapped a big Dalek stalk on the top.
Yep.
So the only survivor now of that prison break is Stein. Yeah, Stein. It's
Actually, was this episode before or after Warriors?
It was
after.
After? Cool. That's probably exactly what they did with the helmets.
Probably.
I think the design brief was human Dalek. No, I don't mean Dalek set. Get that? No, get that out of my head.
The first thing I thought of was those people with the Dalek stalks coming out of their heads like the zombies.
Oh, the puppets? The puppets are cool.
Yes, these are not.
No, they look ridiculous. Thanks, Kat.
We're reacting to it. It has to be in the episode now.
I mean, I was probably going to put a picture of him up when I said that, but I'll put this gif up instead.
I am a human Dalek.
I've told this story before, but when I watched that live, I think the intention was that everyone would go, "Oh my god, the Daleks are human now." I just burst out laughing for 2 minutes. Like, just uncontrollable laughter.
I have a little vinyl figurine of that little guy on my figure shelf.
You know what? I kind of wish that Mother Brain and Other M looked like this instead.
Jesus.
I kind of wish a lot of things were improved with Other M.
Anyway, we are now free of the warehouse for just a little bit, because we now cut to another location, a prison ship.
Meanwhile, in space,
we have a medic who is 8 weeks away from retirement. I mean,
this woman just does not give a fucking shit.
Rula Lenska is the name of the actress.
Like, this new recruit is like, maybe we should do some things that would improve morale. So I'm like, give fuck.
I've got 8 weeks left on this deployment, and then I'm getting a promotion, and then I'm out of here. Do not rock the boat. Do not upset the apple cart. Sit down and shut up.
I mean, the TARDIS is flipping the fuck out. It's traveling along the time thing. Down, and it's heading to 20th century Earth. So that's where it leads.
Tegan, we made it! London 1984!
Stop the ride, I want to get off.
Which is ironic, because this was not included in the watch-along. Either because it was...
You know what? This two-parter is kind of like Mr. Bones' Wild Ride, because we all want to get off, and it's taking way too long to do so.
I'm trying to get there, okay? There's a lot of background that has to be filled in before we can get to the meaty stuff.
What
this
meaty stuff? There's no meaty... The meaty stuff here is bang, bang, shoot, shoot. I'm dead!
I mean, it's meat. It's not particularly good meat, but it's meat.
It's a pretty poor-ass cut.
It is a pretty poor-ass cut.
It's a fucking week-old, like...
But they've arrived in 1984. Meanwhile, on the prison ship, it's not just Rula Lenska's character. It's not just Dr. Styles. The whole crew seems to be apathetic to what they're doing. Only the newcomer, who is Lieutenant Mercer.
It's weird fucking writing. Why don't they give two shits? What? Nobody in the story gives two shits.
The other part that gets me is that they're talking about this nebulous captain. Like, the captain wants things a certain way, and you don't want to disappoint the captain, and you don't want to make the captain angry. And then, like, 2 seconds later, the captain's dead.
Yeah.
We never saw him.
They get attacked by a battle cruiser, which emerges in the exclusion zone. Red alert. Dispatch the fighters. Oh no, we've lost contact with the fighters. Oh no, the captain's dead off camera.
Oh no. Oh no! I mean, we never got to learn that he had grandchildren and that he's got a lesbian cousin. No!
It isn't just the captain. Half the crew is dead. And you know how you found this out? Dr. Styles just runs in and goes, "The captain is dead and so is half the crew." Good God, Doctor! I know you're apathetic, but these were your colleagues!
nobody gives a shit in this, and frankly, I don't give a shit about the story either. But the Doctor and Co. arrive in London, 1984, and the Doctor's like, "I want to investigate."
Before you get to that, we should mention that what's his name, Lieutenant Mercer?
Yeah.
He basically tells somebody in the front that should anything really, really bad happen, kill the prisoner. So there's a mysterious prisoner on this station.
Dun dun.
I wonder who that might be.
Well, we'll find out soon.
Can't imagine who that might be in an episode entitled Resurrection of the Daleks. Anyway.
Oh my god. It's Missy!
Oh,
no,
fuck, I wish it was.
No, Missy does not deserve to be in this bad an episode.
She does not. She does not. Then again, she was in
Very
Lie
true.
of the Land. Then again, she was in Lie of the Land.
Very true.
I'm trying to ignore that. She was the best part of Lie of the Land.
Undoubtedly, but she was still in it.
Yep.
All you got to do is find the person who opened the link and kill them. It's me. Piano scratch. Awkward! So, back in London, Stein runs into the Doctor and company, or rather they run into him, and he collapses. He's asking for help, and we find out why these weird costumes. Not all the prisoners were from the same time period. So whoever is taking them prisoner is taking them out of time and space. Again, that sounds very familiar to me for some reason.
Why are they here in 1984?
Just to suffer.
I mean, aside from...
Is there actually a specific reason why London 1984?
I think there's something near the end that we'll get to. Like, it's one line that a Dalek says that explains that they have his plan it's specifically involved in London 1984. But other than that, it would be cheaper to shoot some abandoned buildings in 1984, so the time corridor leads here.
Yeah, pretty much.
And then back on the prison ship, we get our Star Wars A New Hope homage moment. They try to trigger the shields, but they just pull the shields down, like manually. There's no button. Who the hell renovated this damn prison ship? Who maintained it?
The Master. It's not good because they always escape.
It's not good because nobody on this ship gives a shit. They're just like, oh, fucking...
And they pull the shields into place, but it's too late. They've been boarded. The shield is blown apart. Here are the Daleks. Extras falling dead left and right. But the Daleks take casualties as well. They mined the entrance. So two Daleks that were leading the attack are blown up. And the Daleks retreat because of this, which is very unlike them.
And the guy who was in the charge, the main cop guy, the guy was like... from the beginning,
Commander Lytton.
Yeah, let's just say his name is Lytton. He's pissed off. He's like, you fucking idiot Daleks, your goddamn scheme didn't work. Our schemes are perfect with fucking Daleks. No. Dalek tactics won't work. Let me attack my way.
And his way?
Yeah.
Is freaking poison gas.
Face melting poison gas.
Oh my god, this is just horrific.
Hey kids, here's some face melting. I am a very mature Doctor Who writer who has things to say other than gross brutality for the sake of it. So, having escaped because some of the crew had gas masks and some of them did not.
Yeah.
For some inexplicable reason. The ones that didn't succumb to the gas run away. Lieutenant Mercer says to the crew, the ship's fallen, every man for himself. Osborne, destroy the prisoner. Okay, Chief, hits the button. Why is it not working? Presses it again. Okay, that's it. I'm going to go do it manually. We'll get to her quest in a second. Because strange things are happening down at the warehouse as well.
Oh, boy.
Because Stein takes the Doctor and his friends to where Galloway was shot dead. Except there's no body. But there are spent bullet cases because he was machine gunned.
And then Turlo wanders off and they can't find him.
Turlo just disappears.
I mean, we'll see at the end of the episode. Yeah, he somehow managed, even though Galloway or Stein couldn't find it, his ass somehow managed to blunder right into the time corridor, and now he's on the Dalek mothership.
Because
of course he is.
That's just Turlough's character, though. He's just blindly staggering into things.
But, yeah. So, but then the Doctor and Co. encounter some soldiers, like Earth soldiers from the 80s, the British military.
Yeah, they are a bomb disposal team.
The bomb squad. Why is there a bomb squad here again?
Because there were reports of unexploded shells.
Okay, fair enough.
I mean, is it confirmed that they know that they're bombs?
No, they were told they were bombs.
Yeah.
We'll later find out they're not bombs, but if there is a suspicious-looking cylinder, you think, oh my god, that's a bomb, call out the bomb squad.
Okay. So I'm sorry to be all cinema sinsy, but forgive me. It's been a week since I watched this, but like, did someone call this in? Like,
I don't know.
Is there any reason that they're here other than and then the people that need to be here are here?
That's exactly it.
Okay, so I'm going to jump forward a little bit, but you remember how towards the end when they suddenly go all, wow, we are now servants of the Daleks.
Yeah.
There is a narrative reason for that.
I'm 95% sure that they were always the servants of the Daleks.
Well,
No, they weren't.
Not the colonel of the.
Not these soldiers.
Okay.
But you're right, and you're also not right. But I'll explain it part two.
Anyway, so
but there is an interesting thing where Archer, his name is Archer, the Colonel's Archer. He's interrogating the Doctor, and he's like, "Time corridors. I don't believe you, but you don't disbelieve me either, do you, Colonel?"
Well, the Colonel is in the danger zone, so.
Oh God. Yeah. So we now need to touch on the. Oh God! Yes, I get it now. Yeah, very good.
Ian,
We do need to touch on the prison
ship.
ship.
You know what they say about Archer? It's been a long road getting from there to here. I'm honestly amazed you got that one, right? Thank you.
2 Archer references in one podcast. I really am blessed. So
I mean, I wasn't referencing the same Archer Cat was referencing.
It's still Archer.
It's still an Archer. That's correct.
We have to talk about the scene where Osborn's trying to get rid of the prisoner, because, oh my God.
Oh, this fucking scene.
This effect. Ugh. So, yeah, Osborn's tried the button. Didn't work. So she takes a crew member who is not named. But we've seen her conversing with him a few times before this.
Oh, by the way, we see the prisoner in this scene, don't we?
We see the prisoner just towards the end, in the background. They don't go, oh, look who it is, but you can see exactly who it is.
I mean, we just might as well fucking say it.
It's Davros.
Yeah.
It's Dave Ross!
It's Dave Ross! It's Dave Ross!
He's the cousin of Bob Ross, but instead of painting happy little trees, he paints the walls with your blood.
And the second cousin's brother's former roommate of Jim Ross.
By God!
By God! As God is my witness, that Dalek mutant is broken in half.
I mean, that happens at some point in this. So.
Yeah.
Also, bless you for you being the one to bring up Jim Ross and not me. So, yeah, they go to the cell to kill the prisoner, Davros, directly. But there's like a talk about, oh, that's a weird smell. And I can't smell it. And then, again, what the hell is that smell? And the guy turns around, and his face has turned to porridge.
With your face!
Which makes absolutely no sense, because if it's affecting him, wouldn't it affect her as well?
Yeah.
Womp. There you go.
And also, how did the gas get from where it was to here?
There's another dingy for you.
Yes. It is a pretty horrific looking effect. And he's obviously distressed by this. She's distressed by this. She's like, keep away. And she shoots him dead. The troopers hear the shot, and they kill her too.
Womp womp.
Good job, hero. Good job.
Before she can pull the self-destruct. Womp womp.
She died as she lived, being absolutely useless.
Well, also, like, the Daleks have stormed the bridge of the prison ship, but also they're on the ship, and they're like, the doctor's in the warehouse, and I'm like, wait the fuck, how do you even know he's here?
Because the plot demands it.
The plot demands it. I mean, I'm so, I don't usually get like this, but I usually grasp on the emotional bullshit instead of this shit, like, say, how did they know this? Or how the fuck does the moon dragon hatch another moon dragon like the same size? Or shit like that.
Thank you! Fucking finally!
Frez, it's Resurrection of the Daleks, whip ass as far as I'm concerned.
I'm just trying to justify myself.
I also just realized how many quotes of Mr. Plinkett's, like, review of Star Wars you could put to this.
I just used, oh my god, what's wrong with your face?
No, not just that, it's just, what's that over there? Is that the script?
I hate that fits so well.
I mean, yeah, it's like I say, I don't usually get into this nitpicky sort of thing. This is not my usual mode, but there is fucking nothing else for me to latch onto other than this confusion.
Yeah.
And going, what the fuck is going on? Why is this? Why is that? And I don't like that.
But anyway, we do eventually get to the end of part 1, which the troopers have freed Davros from his imprisonment. And while that's going on, we're back at the warehouse. The soldiers, we can't get through to HQ. Oh my god, it's a Dalek!
Oh my god, a Dalek? In an episode called Resurrection of the Daleks Part 1? Holy fucking shit!
I'm shocked. Really?
I still love the fact that the cliffhanger of most first parts of Cybermen stories is, oh my god, there are Cybermen. Yeah. It's in the title, guys!
Like, at least Remembrance of the Daleks has a real wild cliffhanger, you know, going up the stairs. It's like, because nobody ever done that fucking shit before. It's like, make the joke, ha ha ha, I climbed up the stairs, can't get me down.
Also, they've revealed the Daleks well before that moment happens, so it's fine.
Yeah, I know.
I'll give it some slack. This was not meant to be a cliffhanger because, 45-minute part, but...
Okay, what the hell was the cliffhanger of part 2? Let me look at that. Okay, that would actually be a wild... That
definitely is a cliffhanger, yeah.
That genuinely is a cliffhanger.
That's fine. That actually pushes the story along.
Yeah, that is... I have no argument.
This is just the monster that's in the title of the episode is here. Cheese it.
So, yeah. And so we, the Dalek comes from the town quarter. The soldiers take cover as part 2 starts, And we get the usual thing. Aim for the eyepiece. Bang, bang, bang. Vision impaired. I cannot see. And this might be the better parts of the episode. What do they do to this fucking Dalek?
Defenestration of the Daleks. I've been sitting on that joke for a week.
Okay, we'll give you that.
Defenestrate.
Defenestrate.
It's important though that the Dalek does manage to kill one of the soldiers, just one.
You got to have a body count somewhere, and also it's also important to note that as everyone is wrestling with this Dalek, Tegan gets shoved and she gets knocked down and she gets a bump on the head.
But does she get up again? Yes, she does.
But yeah, they push the Dalek out of I don't know how many stories up it is. Like at least 3 or 4, maybe. It's actually out the fucking window. It crashes down the pavement and then just.
It actually is kind of great, this scene.
Okay, who doesn't love a good Dalek explosion? It's satisfying. I argue it's more satisfying than the destruction of the Daleks at the end of the serial.
Yeah, I would agree with you there. So Tegan is hurt, so they lay her down. We didn't talk about this character, but the bomb disposal team has a professor with them. A lady professor called Professor Laird.
Yeah.
The problem with this is don't get too used to the side characters because they're not going to be around for very long.
Side characters? I think you mean cannon fodder, like.
Yeah. Cat would use another term. Cat would use the term red shirts, I think.
Well.
What was that, Pingu?
I haven't even brought up my.
What was that, Pingu?
Newt.
So, you were saying?
Yeah, Professor Laird, and then we go back to the space station, and there's like two scenes. We've got like, oh, Mercer's like, oh my god, my crew is dead. He just met that crew like 10 minutes ago, by the way.
Oh, the doctor here has a wild line that's like, he's like, hey, you should put on your mask. There's this deadly face-melting gas. And she's like, I don't wanna. I'd rather die from the deadly face-melting gas than wear my mask. And it's like, oh, okay. I guess I know how you'd feel if the time corridor went to 2020.
I didn't want to make that reference, but yes. And now there's another disease that requires us to wear masks, possibly. Monkeypox, yay.
Yay.
We live in hell. But
We do. But
I'm 95% sure now that there's some higher being trying to kill us.
It's entirely possible.
Someone's playing a really fucked up game of Plague Inc.
And oh my god! And while they're having this conversation, Turlo is sneaking around the space station. He encounters some of the dead crew members, and I've just written disfigured bodies, but that doesn't do it justice.
I wrote gnarly. I mean, Turlo, he's stuck on this Dalek ship. He opens the door and he comes face to face with like 5 bodies. And he has to pull out a fucking handkerchief and cover his mouth, and he's coughing. He's gagging at the stench of the dead fucking bodies.
Yeah.
Like,
I thought he was like being gassed in that room or something.
No, the gas is dissipated. The gas is all gone.
Oh, that's even darker.
The gas is gone so that the troopers can move about freely.
What is this? Oh god.
Also, while this is also going on, Davros is just coming around out of his cryogenic slumber, while Litton's there watching him. And Litton actually sought Davros out himself, his own volition. He wasn't coerced into it. This wasn't like punishment. He's not like a slave of the Daleks. This bastard is joined up with them willingly.
He's... Oh god, it's the lone Cyberman all over again.
He's not going to become a Dalek. He's a mercenary. He and his troopers are mercenaries. No, but it's still
the same deal where he joined them willingly.
Yeah, but they're guns for hire, whereas he was like a fanatic. Litton's not a fanatic. Litton is just a paid goon. One of her
said, yeah, you know what they say, business is business. Mercenaries always.
Wait. The Daleks have money?
Apparently.
I don't know what this guy's. I don't know who the fuck.
And we then get some really interesting exposition between Litton and Davros. Lore dump, yeah. Do you remember the Mavellans? Because the writer of this serial sure did.
Well, you don't remember the Mavellans because we haven't done the story yet, but they're a race of like androids that were fighting the Daleks in the story from 5 years ago with Tom Baker called Destiny of the Daleks.
I will tell you right now, you have dodged me picking that several times. And now that we've done this, I won't be picking it for a while again, so...
I mean, it's not terrible, but it's not like...
It's fine, but I'm Daleked out.
Yeah. And then, years later, Moffat put him in an episode in the pilot just as a cameo to have some guys in, like, white dreadlocks go, and blow up. And shit.
How to say this without giving too much away? Mavellans feature pretty prominently in certain Big Finish arcs. And I'll leave it at that.
That's not really our purview here, even though we did Big Finish. But, yeah, so... The Daleks and the Mavellans had a war in between Destiny of the Daleks and this. And
Boney M won! You can't tell me they weren't inspired by Boney M.
Rah, rah, Rasputin, lover of the Russian
Queen. Alright, firstly, I heard Rasputin. So good double reference there. And also, literally, no word of a lie, that song was on the TV about an hour ago. Downstairs.
So would Rasputin then be like vodka-soaked fries or something like that?
That sounds.
Vodka and the gravy.
That sounds disgusting.
Vodka and the gravy.
That just sounds like a cheap way to get drunk.
It's just crazy enough to work. But before I run out and buy a flask, let's continue.
Are you just setting him up for these, Cat? Is that what's going on here?
I think I just accidentally turned Frezno into an alcoholic.
Are you setting them up so he can knock him over?
No, I'm not.
I'm gonna knock myself over if I have gravy vodka.
But the Movellans actually win the war, which is the first thing, and they won it with a virus. Oh god, this is 2020, but they won it with a virus, which only attacked Daleks. And so the Daleks were scattered across the universe, the surviving Daleks, hoping to find a cure, and so far they haven't been able to do that. They hope that Davros is going to be able to help them with that. He's got other plans. We'll touch on his plans a bit later on, because back at the warehouse... Sorry, go on.
I'll also mention, just for Destiny's sake, at the end of Destiny, they capture Davros and they put him in, like, cryogenic freeze in prison. You know, kind of like Tim Shaw. So it means that it's ethically okay to freeze someone alive and keep them alive and sentient while they're in prison.
Oh, we should also mention this was the first appearance of Terry Malloy as Davros.
Yes, it was.
I mean, he actually does a pretty damn good job as Davros.
He's a terrific Davros. He really is.
I mean, we've seen all of his appearances now, actually.
Sadly, we have.
I'd also like to mention the fact that apparently during his 90 years, he was also awake the entire time.
And like I said, perfectly ethically fine.
I thought he came round, though, so how could he be awake?
No. He said, no, he definitely says he was awake for all 90 years of his crime.
Oh my god, that's terrifying.
Perfectly ethically sound, as we know from Battle of Ranskorev-Kolos.
Oh god.
So...
I would say that it's a miracle he's not insane, but he was already insane, so...
Yes, he was, but...
Don't talk to him, it's almost easy. So, a few things to cover up, to just cover briefly. The bomb disposal team in the warehouse, they found several unexploded bomb canisters. Spoiler alert, they're not actually bomb canisters. Turlough's adventures, I've written down here, he finds bubble wrap laid out on a glass table, and then he gets captured by the Daleks.
Oh no! He found Kerblam!
And as fitting with Turlough, the first thing he does when he sees the Daleks is surrender. And Turlough does quite a bit of surrendering in this. Quite a bit.
I mean, to be fair, they are Daleks. You're probably more likely to
But not just to the Daleks.
Surrender.
To other people as well.
Speaking of the Daleks, so there's some wild shit that's about to happen here.
Oh, are you referring to the fact that both sides have openly planned to betray the other?
Not quite.
Don't just leave that suspense for the audience. Just lay it out on the table right now.
Is it what the Doctor and the others do with the shell of the Dalek, and they tried to find the mutant inside?
It is.
Oh god, this scene in the warehouse, yeah. So we have to set this up. So the Colonel leaves the warehouse to contact HQ by himself. He gives the Doctor his gun belt. Important for later.
And the Doctor looks at it like, the fuck is this?
But I'm a man who never would. Never, ever would.
Yeah, remember that for about, an hour's time? An hour's time?
I'm going to scream, but anyway.
So the Doctor is left in the capable hands of Archer's second-in-command, Sergeant Calder, and he's not allowed to leave the warehouse to the Doctor, and Calder's been given strict instructions to that. But as they're arguing about this, we hear screams, and one of the soldiers is being attacked. And it's being attacked by the remains of the Dalek.
Little mutant part has crawled out of the case and is face hugging him to death.
I'm going to say something. I had no idea that the mutants inside had their own separate name from the Daleks. Apparently this name is Khalid. Which is Dalek backwards.
Yeah, well...
Not quite that.
It's not quite that they've got their own name. The Khalids are what the Daleks were originally.
They were like humanoid.
It's still. I'm so annoyed that. Yeah, I'm just annoyed.
Blame Terry Nation.
I do.
Yeah.
We should point out that unusually for this high body count of the story, the soldier actually survives this attack by the mutant.
Well,
the first one doesn't.
It's the same guy.
Is it?
Yeah, and he does survive.
Oh well.
No, there was one guy who died, and then that's when they realized the mutant was about, and they tried to find it, and then the mutant attacks a second person, and that person lives.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Cat's right. Yeah.
Okay, Cat's right. But that leads to a
Finally, they admit it.
Save that to your soundboard. That's right.
That leads to a fun game of Hunt the Mutant. And there is we're skipping ahead a little bit because I want to sort of cover all the connecting scenes together, but
it's a fun fake out here.
Yeah.
No,
it's a cat.
There's something under there. Oh, be careful. I'm gonna lift it up. Oh, thank God, it was just a kitty. Ah!
And the same poor guy that was attacked the first time is attacked again.
Oh, you hit me in the same spot.
This is not this guy's best day. This time they take no chances. They knock it off the soldier. They throw it to the ground in a sheet, and they shoot it to death point blank.
Including the doctor. Bang, 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 bang.
Man who never would, ladies and gentlemen.
And who never would. So, backtracking a bit, now that we've done that little plot line for a bit.
Let's get to the more fun stuff about the whole double cross. Because this could be interesting if it was handled better.
It's too bad it's not.
Because, as I said, they just actually say, like, the Daleks are saying, we need Davros, but as soon as we can betray him, let's kill him and take what he wants for ourselves. And then Davros is like, well, my children are here. I'm going to kill them and take what I want for myself.
Oh, yeah, the Daleks are just planning to kill Davros after he gets the cure to him. But Davros has a bit more of a sneaky little plan. He's got a mind control needle.
That's telekinesis, Kyle.
Mind control needle. Like, he's got, like, one of Litton's...
God damn it, Radiac.
One of Litton's second in command is just, like, fiddling with Davros' thing, and he just pulls out this needle, and he stabs the guy in the neck, and he's like, I obey you, Davros.
That guy is actually an EastEnders stalwart.
Oh, fuck, it's Dimensions in Time again.
And it gets even funnier, because after this story came out, there was a comic book starring Litton, following the events of the story. And he encounters the character played by Leslie Grantham in EastEnders, Dirty Den Watts, and he thinks it's Kirsten.
Oh my fucking God.
Because Kirsten is an engineer that's been brought to work on Davros' chair. Because it needs maintenance, I guess.
And the guy that gets the mind control needle stuck in his neck. And
Kirsten, could you just come here about zap?
I obey Davros.
So he is now loyal to Davros. He was a member of Litton's mercenary force.
Yeah. So, the prison ship guys who are on the run, they encounter a group of the Dalek... What the fuck were we calling them? Dalek troopers?
Dalek troopers.
Yeah.
And they have a little gunfight. And they win. And they're like, hey, I've got an idea. Let's steal their uniforms and walk around in disguise.
Actually, quite a good idea.
It's not a bad idea.
2 minutes later, Turlo... who the Daleks, by the way, are just allowing him to wander around the ship freely. They know who he is.
Where is he going to go?
They know who he is. They want to use him as bait to bring the Doctor in. And they're going to do this by just having him wander freely. And therefore he wanders away from their ship onto the prison ship. At which point he is immediately taken prisoner by the survivors.
I mean, the Doctor wants to fucking kill him, but the lieutenant is like, no, the fucking, come on now, he's going to come with us.
No, Mercer wants to kill him. Styles said, at least question him first.
Okay, I got it backwards. It's been a week.
Fair enough.
So, the Colonel Archer, meanwhile, he's in a phone booth, a regular one, not a bigger on the inside one. And he can't get through to anyone because the phone line's cut. And then he sees two policemen. Oh, gentlemen, I wonder if you can help me. Oh, that's a gun to my cheek. Oh.
Yeah, he found the two goons from the first part.
He found death.
He found Dev. It was not working with Dracula this time.
So we've been jumping around the lab, back and forth. If I miss anything, let me know. But the Doctor wants to get up on the Dalek ship, and Stein's like, "Oh, I don't want the Dalek ship. I'm scared."
Did you figure out what was really going on with Stein?
I can't remember
because I was immediately suspicious of the way he was acting.
I mean, I've already seen this once before in the past, so
because he was acting as a coward, but it was also like there was more to him than that. Like he was a bit. I
never got that. I just got he's a huge coward. So
fair enough. There's an interesting little scene that would have led to something because they cut the scene out of the episode where the Doctor and Steen walk to the TARDIS and you can see the two police goons just watching them. They don't do anything. They don't pull out the guns. They're just observing them from a distance. That would have led to a scene where they actually went into the TARDIS, but it was cut.
Right.
You don't lose anything from it, but it was cut.
Oh yeah, I wrote in my notes that there's a rant here about Davros saying how he was sentient all the time for 90 years. And the judicial system froze me. I was sentient for all that time, and they called it humane. Hey kids! Riot battle around Scaraf Kolos. What we did to Tim Shaw was totally ethical and fine. Rather than killing him, which would be inhumane and bad.
Now I've figured out that he was awake for this whole time. Again, Jesus Christ, how horrifying. The fact that he wants revenge on everyone and everything makes sense. He wants revenge on the Doctor, on the Earth, on the Daleks. He doesn't mention it, but presumably the Mavellans as well. He wants revenge on absolutely everything.
So, we should mention, Tegan's been spending most of the time laying in bed because she's got the bump on the head and, she's got a bandage on. And Laird's been looking out to her. But,
Tegan's lost episodes, everybody. She spends half of it laying in a bed.
Yeah.
Oh boy! Yay!
Isn't that basically how the Third Doctor started his very first episode?
Yeah.
Parallels.
But again, there was a better narrative reason for that.
And now we're mirroring you. Fuck by having you not do fucking anything. And now we're mirroring you by not letting you do fucking anything in your last story.
Okay. So Tegan and Laird, they're getting suspicious even now because Sergeant Calder's talking to them, and then the soldier that was attacked earlier by the mutant starts flipping out. He just starts freaking out and he runs off. So Sergeant Calder goes after him to try and calm him down. Is immediately ambushed by 4 Daleks. We don't see what happens to him, but it's the Daleks, so you can probably guess. But his gunfire alerts Tegan and the Professor. We're like, okay, we get out of here now. And their escape is blocked not by Daleks,
Colonel Archer.
By Colonel Archer and Sergeant Calder and the man who was killed earlier and all the other soldiers.
And Tegan's like, hey, wait a minute. Or Tegan and Laird are talking to each other. Like, wait a minute. The Colonel's got his gun belt, but he gave the Doctor his gun belt before he left. So, what is going on there? And so they try to leave, and he's like, the warehouse is under martial law. If you leave, we'll kill you.
Yeah.
That escalated quickly. And so we get to our part 2 cliffhanger, which I guess would be the part 1 cliffhanger in 1984, because, well, we sure gotta watch America sweep the Olympics because the Soviet Union was like, fuck you, boycotting this shit. And I will personally spit in every 50th Krusty Burger.
I mean, America swept the Olympics apart from the decathlon that year. Daley Thompson, too good.
I will personally spit in every 50th Krusty Burger.
This is now a Daley Thompson appreciation podcast. Go no.
That's one of my favorite Simpsons jokes.
That is pretty good.
Soviet
I'm sorry if we're breaking up the totally serious discussion of the totally serious Doctor Who story. But this is bleak
totally
as hell.
Serious Doctor Who episode.
I need to break it up with some humour because otherwise I'm going to be depressed as all hell. Okay.
I'm already depressed as all hell. Oh, this totally serious and bleak Doctor Who episode.
That's your superpower. You're always depressed.
By the way, kids, you want to be really depressed? You remember the poll, the Doctor Who magazine 2014
poll?
Oh,
fucking hell!
Oh,
no.
God!
You want to guess where the story is?
No.
If it's anything higher than 10, I'm going to be very, very
25.
It's not higher than 10. It is 99th place. Top 100. Top 100.
Well, that's not too bad.
By the way, it's like 6 or 7 points above Greatest Show in the Galaxy.
That's very bad.
That.
Yeah, that's bad.
That's bad.
What's it with Doctor Who fans that have no taste?
I don't mean Greatest Show is bad. I mean the fact that Resurrection is ahead of it is bad.
That's very bad.
Greatest Show is really good. Because that had death in it, but, you know, it wasn't just, let's have death for the sake of action. It actually had a point.
7 points above Partners in Crime.
Yeah. But before we get to the big cliffhanger, there is a scene I want to point out, which...
David Tennant, Donna, the fat babies.
Oh, the adipose, okay.
Yeah.
The fat just walks away.
Yeah. Hey, look at that. Oh, here's something that will make you really mad. 99th place, Resurrection of the Daleks. 112th place, Snake Dance.
Oh, God. Can I move on to the cliffhanger, please, before I get even more depressed?
All right, here we are.
Before the cliffhanger, there is a little scene that I love, which is Davros is given an escort of 2 Daleks. And he's like suspicious of this because Lytton, I'm very difficult to kill. And yeah, he is. I mean, how much has Davros survived?
Quite a bit.
In both this story and the past and the future. He also insists that Kiston, who's the engineer, played by Leslie Grantham, stays with him because he's proven to be very useful. Let's put a pin in that. And move on to the cliffhanger because, kids, the time corridor is back and the TARDIS has been caught in it again.
Take a shot.
So the Daleks... Please don't do that. The Daleks talk about preparing the duplication room, a.k.a. the glass bed covered with bubble wrap. And so the Doctor arrives on the space station. Right, Steen, let's go and sort this out. Steen, why are you going up to that gun? Oh, no.
Yeah.
It was him, Austin. It was him all along, Austin. Oh, son of a bitch.
Curse your sudden but inevitable betrayal.
He's an agent of the Daleks, and that is the cliffhanger. And this is a lot more effective than it's a Dalek in the warehouse, cheese it.
Yeah. Because
this is actually somewhat of a surprise twist that some people may not have seen coming.
There you go. Oh no, he was evil all along.
Again, this story kind of got him royalties that he needed to keep going, so I'm not going to knock it too much for that specific thing. And then part 3 just goes into high gear here. Good God. We're all over the place here, so I apologise if certain scenes are out of order, but we've got to cover this in, like, blocks.
Oh, wow.
So the Daleks want to kill the Doctor, kill Surprise, but Lytton says, no, you fools, duplicate him first.
Is this the first... Well, I guess the end of part 2 with their suspicions. This is like the first mention we've had of Dalek duplication, which seems...
It is, but also there's a problem with this. They claim they need him alive to duplicate him. Yet we've just seen them duplicate 2 corpses. About 30 seconds earlier.
And also, I'm pretty sure that we find later that we're going to find Archer's body, the soldiers' bodies, and all that later on.
That's the 2 people.
I pose a different question for you. They show that they've also duplicated Tegan and Turlo. Turlo, I could see how. How'd they get Tegan?
Because the plot demands it.
That's a good fucking question. Because the plot demands it.
I'm sorry to keep bringing that up, but that is the reason.
Maybe they just... I don't fucking know. Like, I could try and fill in the plot hole and say this, that, other thing, but I'm like... At this point, I don't give 2 fucking shits about justifying this episode.
It's like, honestly, I could see why they got Turlo, and how they got Turlo. I would have preferred if they just showed a blank body saying, this will be for your other companion, or something like that.
That works.
But no, they just have her laying there. What the fuck?
So the full list of duplicates that we know about, and there are others that we don't see, but they are inferred to in the dialogue. Obviously, Archer and his soldiers. Tegan and Turlo have duplicates, and Stein is a duplicate as well.
Are duplicates just like a proto version of the Dalek puppets?
Possibly, and yes. I think Stein implies that every single prisoner is themselves a duplicate. So you know all those guys that ran out of the warehouse and were shot down? Mm-hmm. They were duplicates. So was Galloway.
Why were they killing their own fucking duplicates?
because they were running away and trying to escape and giving away the plot.
I mean, to be fair, they didn't want those guys to be shot down. The dude was like, couldn't you have used stun weapons?
Anachronistic.
I was very annoyed that they were killed.
Anachronistic says the guy dressed as a Dalek.
Right. For God's sakes, let's continue. Right.
All right. So we have that whole business. Then we have the self-destruct chamber.
Whoa.
So Lytton is ordered to stop the band of survivors, which is Turlo, Mercer, Styles, and 2 others, before they can trigger the self-destruct chamber. They're going to blow the hell out of the ship, kill all the Daleks, kill Davros. Mission accomplished.
And themselves.
Yeah, but Turlo says, well, hang on a minute. There's a time corridor. It exists. Let's rig the bomb, get out of here, and live. And they're actually, quite receptive to this idea. So they try and barricade the doors. At some point, Mercer and Turlo split off from the other 3. Styles takes an age to figure out how to activate the self-destruct. And just as she's about to trigger it, here come the troopers, and bang, 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 you're all dead.
Bang.
I mean, that wasn't predictable in the slightest, was it?
Wow.
Bang, bang. My baby shot me down.
Seriously, how many times did we cut to this scene? But this room, 5 times?
God.
They only had so many sets.
Clearly only had so many sets. There's also a bit where the time corridor is blocked off by Daleks, so Mercer and Turlo have to return to the self-destruct chamber just in time to witness the massacre. Oops.
Yay.
And Turlo actually uses this to his advantage somewhat, because Mercer's angry. He's like, right, I'm going to blow it up myself. You can't. They're blocking they're occupying the room now. But if you want to get revenge, if you want to still make sure your friend's deaths were not in vain, kill Davros. This is very uncompanion-like behaviour. A companion openly getting somebody else to kill someone. Entirely for their own benefit.
Well, it's Turlo. I mean, Turlo
is really interesting because of this duplicity.
Yeah, Turlo always had that air of duplicity, so it's not like the worst. No, the worst let's kill Davros thing is it's later.
I would say he's an anti-hero rather than an out-and-out villain, but he is an interesting character. I think he was a really good companion in his own way.
Yeah. I mean, sometimes he was wasted. Like, look at Terminus, where they clearly didn't have any idea for him beyond, let's stick him in a fucking vent for the episode and have Valentine Dial show up every episode and go, ah, ha, 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 I have a bird on my head. Kill Doctor Who.
Let's get this vent open. Oh my god, I've been electrocuted. That loud sigh you hear is Cat's mind about to break. Let's continue.
Oh, it's already gone.
Where are we up to now? So, yeah, I know where we are. Davros' ranks are growing. He's now converted a biochemist. And pretty soon, those 2 Daleks that were sent to be his escort, they're converted to the cause as well, because he tricks them into opening up their casing, and then Kirsten just stabs them with the flashing needle.
How many fucking goes of this mind control needle did they freeze this guy with?
He
Jesus.
also gets a trooper off camera, because we see him in the background. And then later on, 2 more troopers are taken, and Davros actually compliments them, because he realises it's a trap. So Kirsten just knocks him out, and Davros says, like, foolish, but, what is it he says? Basically, that was foolish, but that bravery will come in handy when you're my slave, and so will you, and he gets the other guy. So that's Davros' entire forces. 2 Daleks, 3 troopers, Kirsten, and a biochemist.
He's working his way up from nothing.
But what the hell did he think he was going to do with all that?
Make some Daleks? Oh, fucking hell.
I have no idea. We've got that. Now it's time for Tegan to escape. Or try to escape, anyway.
Ah, what? The companion who's leaving have something successful happen to show some agency?
So
What are you
firstly,
talking about, Radiac?
firstly, Laird tries to do something clever by getting Arch to drink a cup of tea that she had doped to knock him out. He doesn't take the tea because he's a duplicate.
Then they decide, hey, let's take one of these funny canisters and put it under the blanket, and we'll say that this is Tegan.
Oh yes, do the old pillows under the bedclothes routine.
And that doesn't work.
That doesn't work. Also, the colonel just drops the act like, you're being taken to the Dalek ship.
Yeah, you know what the fuck is going on. We have the Daleks.
We can stop pretending. You know I'm a duplicate. You're all fucked. You go to the Dalek ship. So
yeah.
Then the third attempt to escape actually works. And how does she do this? Do they just wait till he's distracted and then she just runs?
And she sneaks out of a window?
Oh, no, that's it. The canister is transported from the Dalek ship to the warehouse.
Mm.
And by the way, the bombs, they're these canisters.
Yeah.
And they're canisters of the virus.
So.
And Davros has asked the Daleks, can I have a sample of the Magellan virus, please? He's very polite about it.
And you know why? And also, it begs the question: why are the canisters of this virus placed in 1984 Earth? And I guess the answer is they say, well, that would be the safe place for them, But it's also, it's a very thinly veiled excuse to get the story set in 1984. Which is like...
So whatever the reason, Tegan makes a break for it, and the soldiers don't go after her, and she gets about 30 seconds of freedom because she's outside, she's trying to find help. She flags down a guy who can't hear her because he's metal detecting. He's got like big headphones on.
And the cops kill this man for no fucking...
Oh god, this is terrible. Okay, so firstly, socio-political commentary, which was outdated in 1984, but it's very relevant now in 2022. Good god.
Oh fuck me.
Yeah, mood. Oh god. I have to mention something as well when you're done with this.
Yeah, but this death is completely unnecessary. It's just to show how cruel the two fake policemen are.
Death in Doctor Who kicks ass! Bang, bang, bang!
Okay, I'm going to bring this up now. I'm not going to name and shame the person that tweeted this. And I'm not even going to link to the tweet.
Oh, God.
But a couple of weeks ago, funny enough, just before I picked Resurrection of the Daleks for our story, there was a tweet that said that, and I'm paraphrasing, everybody lives, flapdoodle. What's your favourite death in Doctor Who? And I'm like, you're not getting the point, are you there, guy?
Wow.
Everybody lives. Firstly, everybody lives is not every single episode of the modern era, far from it. But when it happens, rarely, it's meant to be something that can be enjoyed. Not everything ends in death. Well, alright, technically it does, but not every episode of the show has to end in everybody dying. Or some people dying. Or one or two people dying. Sometimes, just sometimes, everybody can live.
This person hated Hell Bent. He's like, what is bullshit? That stupid idiot had to die by that bird because she got too big of an idea. She had to die. People die and that's it. There's no way you can have a better story.
That's the fucking point of Hellbent, is that she has to go back to die because it's not right that she's left alive.
Yeah.
Yeah, but I mean that's the kind of shit that this guy's getting.
But on camera at least, everybody lives.
Oh, I want to watch a bad, cynical show where people die and get killed and there's consequences. I don't like.
Then go watch fucking Game of Thrones.
Yeah, exactly.
That's a bit close to the bone, Cat. Please, I still haven't gone over Series 8.
Well,
there was a Series 8?
Anyway.
Yeah, it ended 3 episodes in after the long night.
I mean, yeah, that tweet fucking sucks. But I want to talk about something else that sucks, and I can't believe I'm mentioning this fucking idiot. I won't even mention them by name, but I'm going to mention this because I remember this.
Are their initials IL?
No, their initials are WP. Let's say they are a Doctor Who fan editor who you shouldn't look up because they're very
right-leaning
and gross. And I'm sorry I had to bring this up, but I had to bring it up because before I realized how complete fucking garbage they were. I watched their edit of Resurrection of the Daleks. And you want to know how they edit Resurrection of the Daleks for Tegan's exit?
They don't?
Well, no. Here. No, they do. Okay, so Tegan does her thing at the end of the episode. She departs the TARDIS, she heads out, and then it shows this scene with the cops following her, and she's on the stairs, and they raise their gun. Cut to black.
No!
Yes.
What?
I'm not kidding you. That's how this fan editor ends Resurrection of the Daleks.
This fan editor thought the better way to end Resurrection of the Daleks was killing Tegan.
Yep.
My mouth's open.
I know, right? It's like, you want to talk about, I mean, this fan editor has loads of other problems that I will not even deign to get into, because fuck them, but yeah, that is dead ass how they edited the end of Resurrection of the Daleks.
I'm shocked by that. I shouldn't be because of who it is, but...
Post the GIF. I'm shocked. Well, not that shocked.
Yeah, like I would really like I would pander to popular opinion and post a GIF like that.
Exactly. But yeah.
And now I've reacted to it, and now I have to put it in the episode. Damn it! So
there you go. But no, deadass. That is how this fan editor. They are cut of Resurrection of the Daleks.
Frez, you keep describing this person as a fan editor. I don't think that's correct. This complete asshole.
Yeah.
if it's who I think it is, wasn't this person one of the first prominent "Not My Doctor" people?
Yep.
Frackham.
They also edited Twice Upon a Time, so Peter Capaldi does not regenerate, and the series ends.
Frackham 6 Ways from Sunday.
Yeah, that's a mood. But, if we're talking about all this depressing garbage bullshit, might as well bring that shit up, because it's dredged in the back of my brain.
But the point is that Tegan is recaptured by the goons. They've shot a poor witness in the back. And more shooting in the back, because Tegan is to be sent to the tank corridor with Professor Laird. Laird says no, and just gets shot dead by the soldiers.
Whoa. Hold the brakes here for a second. I just want to complain a little more.
Oh, sure.
Because,
go ahead.
Not only this is Tegan's final episode, not only is this whole capture and escape, it's just writers got to eat bullshit. She escapes, and she's captured. Well, that padded out 2 pages of my 25 minutes script. It also completely robs any agency or thing. It's just Tegan tries to do a thing in her final story, and she completely fails because she's stupid and useless, and she's got to leave.
Yeah.
Bad. Terrible. And then, you have the added misery on the top, like you said. The Colonel tries to get the thing, and Laird tries to escape, and then, bang! Oops! Another fucking bomb for no reason! You weren't killing people in this story. Bang, bang, bang! Everybody lives? That's bullshit!
I think you mean flapdoodle.
Yeah. What? Flapdoodle. So kill Laird. Who cares? Bang!
See, I'm now reminded, because there is a room in the Doctor Who Confidential is coming back in some form, and I'm all for that. And they did do a montage of some of the show's deaths from the modern era to show that the Doctor was a dangerous person to be around.
Uh-huh.
But A, that montage was brilliantly edited. Oh. And B, it was set to Guns N' Roses' cover of Live and Let Die.
What?
Yeah. It was brilliantly edited, but it was set to that, and that got played on a BBC Three programme at 7 p.m. It was kind of great. So, but that montage wasn't going, oh, look how great all this death is. It was going, the Doctor, he has a consequence. People die because of the Doctor. He might not mean for it to happen, but he does. That's how you do it.
I mean, I would have chosen Queen Shot Through the Heart, but that's
that also works. But
and yeah, it's like, oh, the Doctor. Oh, he's wonderful and he inspires, but sometimes the darker things come and people die and get hurt, and it's just a consequence of yeah. Was it open book? I don't even know how much of that I picked up, but that's okay.
The best thing is, how the song ends with da 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 da. They timed it so the da da is timed perfectly with 3 gunshots to a Sontaran.
Oh, God.
The editing is so good on that, and I hope I can find it one day.
The editing is good, and I hate it. Okay, talk about something else. Okay, Laird.
Oh, so that's basically this episode then.
If y'all want a good video that has that sort of thing, check out the Rasputin music video that's set with Marvel characters. I'll link it to you guys later.
There's also one with the Doctor killing people in the classic era set to a song I can't say because it's got rude words in it.
Is this the Doctor is gonna bust a cap?
Yes.
Oh, see, for a second I thought it was this.
Damn it! God damn it! I can't get to the mute switch in time. You win this round, Trebek.
Kind of like 23-day Jeopardy champion Mateo Roach.
Yeah, the new champion's all right. Is it Ryan Lang?
What is sus?
We just don't know. Yeah, he's got 5 or 6 wins and over 100.
So Laird is dead, and then we find out what's going on with the Daleks, what their plan is from Stein, because he's got the Doctor strapped to the glass table. The Daleks have left. Really dumb move on their part, it turns out, later on. And that's when we see the two duplicates of Tegan and Turlough, because the Doctor must have companions. What do you mean? Well, we're going to duplicate you, send you to Gallifrey, and you're going to kill the High Council. What?
Okay. This is there's no fucking Time War. Right? Time War is all Russell T Davies' invention. Post survival, all that shit. So, at no point, I don't think in any of Classic Who has there been any rivalry between the Daleks and Time Lords, except for Genesis of the Daleks, where the Time Lords are like, hey, Doctor, go stop the creation of the Daleks, would you? That's the plot of the episode. But I don't even know if they know about that. I know, what? This comes out of fucking nowhere. It's just raising stakes of, oh no, they're going to destroy all of Gallifrey.
There are too many subplots, and it drags the whole thing down.
Okay, here's the thing, but the duplicate subplot? There's a line in part 4 where the Dalek says, ha ha ha, we have Dalek duplicates all over Earth ready to destroy you. Make the fucking story about that. That's a decent plot. You could have, this invasion of the Body Snatchers.
That would have been much better than what we got.
Daleks. That invasion of the Body Snatchers with Dalek duplicates. That's not a half-bad plot. If you got a good hook there, you can write something decent. Make the story about that and say there's a prison ship and there's another Dalek ship and there's Dalek troopers and there's this canister of virus and there's a bomb squad in 1984 and there's Dalek duplicates and people die and people get their faces melted and there's bad cops and shit and people disguise themselves. It's
there's just too many ideas, isn't there?
There's way too much. Yeah,
there's way too many ideas in this.
Yeah.
But Stein starts to stutter while he's talking to the Doctor. And the Doctor's trying to get him to break his conditioning.
All this as he's getting hooked into the thing and he's getting his brain scanned and it's helpfully rolling back through companions. So we see Tegan and Turlough and Nissa, and going back to Romana and hey Kat, your boy's here.
Hey, Edric. He also rose through some of his past incarnations as the Doctor.
Yeah, it shows...
Also, K9 is here.
K9's here.
K9!
In fact, everyone is here. Apart from 2 people.
Is it kind of bad that my first thought was Adric and then K9?
Wait,
no.
Who's missing?
Chameleon.
Oh, yeah.
And
Probably
Leela. Leela is missing.
Oh.
I thought Leela was in there.
No. Both incarnations of Romana's there, but no Leela.
I don't think they count Chameleon because Chameleon is honestly...
They didn't count Chameleon because they hate the goddamn prop.
Well, can you blame them for hating the goddamn prop? Hey, let's create the super advanced robot prop for use in Doctor Who. Great, only I know how to operate it. I died in a terrible boating accident, and now there's this useless fucking robot taking up space in the BBC studios.
Everyone loves Chameleon, the futuristic new technological companion. 10 minutes later, we've been quick to move forward. Chameleon is racist.
What?
No, I'm joking, but...
Did you just attempt to milkshake duck?
Yes,
Chameleon?
yes I did.
Kat, do you even know who the fuck Chameleon is?
I have a vague idea of who he is.
Join us next time for the King's Doom. No.
In GIFs.
Fuck. Okay.
Let's not do that. Let's not do that straight away.
But yeah, let's end of part 3. Davros is gonna build more super powerful Daleks. Dun, 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 dun.
Yeah, The part 3 cliffhanger is just Davros goes on a rant.
Oh,
It's a good rant.
It's a very good rant, but that's literally it. I mean, I do think Davros is a highlight in this.
Maybe they really were like editing this for a 45-minute part specifically, and like it's just, oh well, this happens at 25 minutes in, and it's like the most dramatic thing, so we got to kind of cut it here.
Well, again, remember this was shot as 4 separate episodes, but
it was shot as
it was shot as 4, but was presented as 2. So again, this would not have been a cliffhanger, and it kind of shows.
And I just want to touch very briefly on Davros's whole thing here is that he's not happy about the fact that that somebody managed to develop a virus that is killing his Daleks. So he thinks that the best thing to do is just wipe the board clean and start over again.
Okay.
I mean, he is mad.
Yeah, he's like a
90 years of waking cryogenic torture will do that to a man.
And I mean, before that, he was a fascist who created Daleks. So
yeah.
Yeah.
But, are we good to go into part 4, the final part of this fucking nightmare?
Let's get this finished off, because good God.
So Tegan is on the Dalek ship now.
Yeah, and she's discovered by Turlo.
And yeah, oh yay, great. And now the Doctor and Stein have a screaming match, which is a big mood. That's me internally right now.
Yeah, the Doctor is being tortured in the mind conditioning process, but Stein's conditioning is breaking, so he's like, oh my God, no! And then he breaks it just in time. He sets the Doctor free. Then they disarm 2 troopers off screen and take their weapons. They do not take their uniforms because Stein's already in uniform at this point. But the Doctor is not. That was probably a stage too far, even for these writers. And we get the whole group team up. So you've got Tegan, Turlo, and Mercer, the Doctor, and Stein. That's the 5 that are going to go against the Daleks.
And we explain the fact that the canisters back on Earth are full of the Vellum virus. They were safe there, and they acted as a lure. And with the bomb squad duplicated, the Daleks could have the warehouse guarded. And I'm like, okay, fucking, well, like, again, it's just because the plot has to. It's like.
See, here's my ultimate question. Okay, so they have all this, like, deadly virus to just Daleks. And they decide to, for some reason, put it on Earth so that it can't, like, harm them anymore. Mm-hmm. Why do they need these people guarding it? Why couldn't they just, like, throw it in the ocean or something like that?
Because we need the warehouse set for things.
They really don't.
I don't
like, seriously?
I don't fucking know the story. I honestly don't. But, oh god, oh Christ.
And now, The Man Who Never Would, Part 2.
Oh, Christ, this fucking scene.
So, usually when the Doctor, decides he has to kill something, or at least threaten to kill something, there's a reason for it, and he's against it, and it's like the only option. Here, he just decides to kill him when he's talking with the others in the TARDIS.
Oh, by the way, killed Davros. It's like, you remember, I mentioned this like 5 fucking times. You remember Battle of Ranskoy-Kolos, where Graham is just like, oh, by the way, Doctor, I'm going to kill Tim Shaw. It's that!
Yeah.
It's just like that. By the way, guys, I'm going to kill Davros. I was wrong to spare the Daleks before, so now I'm just going to fucking kill him. I'm going to kill him with a gun. I'm going to kill him dead. And like, do you remember Magician's Apprentice when the Doctor is going to kill Davros dead with a gun? It was like a shocking fucking cliffhanger. Now it's just like, I'm just going to do it.
I remember when that was really well done.
Yeah.
I remember those 2 episodes were awesome, and I really enjoyed them.
Plus, you could kind of expect it of Capaldi because he was a more, serious, more angry Doctor.
And Missy killed a Dalek with a brooch, and it was amazing.
Yes.
I remember
Missy
all
just
of that.
Is amazing.
Unfortunately, these writers didn't know about that, and Chris Chibnall doesn't remember all that good stuff. That's why we get what we get now.
No, it's not the fact that Chris Chibnall doesn't remember. It's that he just doesn't care and didn't watch.
That too.
Yeah. I mean, but this is Chris Chibnall's childhood Doctor Who, this era, which explains a fucking lot, I think, about the hellscape we've had to go through.
Look, I'm sorry. Compared to this, I would rather have 20 feet.
Defeat?
Yes.
Yeah, Missy shoves Clara down a pit.
Yeah.
I was taking you literally. Okay, yeah, okay, fine.
It was so mean to Clara that episode, but also it was so funny.
How deep did you
Look,
think?
look.
Oh, I don't know. We should throw it down. Oh, yeah, good idea.
Like
Shove.
it at the time because of how mean.
20
I didn't
feet.
like it at the time because of how mean it was to Clara, but now that Clara's gone and we had a great finale for her, yeah, I can.
You know Jenna Combs was having a blast filming that whole thing, though.
Yes, indeed.
Getting to be besties with Michelle Gomez is pretty good.
Anyway, so what else is happening in this fucking thing?
Oh, well, the Doctor's pulled a gun on Davros. Seriously.
Here's a fun part of my notes. I wrote, "Oh, for Christ's sakes, this Davros debate is killing me." I don't know what the fuck the debate was, but right after that, I wrote, "Join me, Doctor," and it's like,
this is interesting.
It's some dark side bullshit.
I actually think this is interesting, in a way, compared to what's come before it. So, the Daleks have discovered the treachery by Davros. Lynn's been ordered to destroy him and the 2 rogue Daleks. Or we're going to kill you. So, okay. While that's going on, the Doctor has literally pulled a gun on Davros. And Davros is very calm. They exchange insults, the gun is pulled. It's obvious Davros is stalling for time. And he says, "Doctor, when I first made the Daleks, I was wrong to make them totally ruthless. It was a mistake. I want to change the Daleks' nature. I want to give them compassion." And Doctor turns around and says, "To make them more efficient killers." What kind of a message is that? Compassion makes more efficient killers of us all. What?
No, Rain. He knows that Davros is bullshitting him.
Yeah, all right. And then he promises an army of Daleks. Again, what?
Dun, dun, dun.
So the bullshit goes to super levels here.
Earlier Davros has been ranting about, "I'll have all powerful, massive destruction, total subjugation of every planet." So
I do like the fact that I do like the fact, talking about Clara, that the Doctor says he wouldn't know what to do with an army. Yeah, David Heaven called, and it backs you up.
Well, there you go.
Because he doesn't want the Cyberman army in that story. Which, again, is better than this, but... So where are Tegan and Taylor in all this? They're still in the TARDIS, and they're also back on Earth.
They whoopsie-doopsie down the time corridor again.
No, the Doctor set a timer.
Oh, yeah, well, it's still whoopsie-doopsies them down
The Doctor turned his TARDIS into a microwave and set the timer for 10 minutes.
Oh. Well, wait, if you turned it into a microwave, then surely the Daleks will be fucked, as we know from Resolution.
I'll let you have that one.
No, see, it was the perfect time because as soon as she came out, Tegan was done.
Yeah, mood.
Very nice.
But you will be surprised to find that the Doctor does not shoot Davros in cold blood.
No, he just...
What? Seriously?
This is so stupid. So, for no apparent reason, I don't think they're even prompted to, Stein and Mercer just leave Davros' chamber. Which, by the way, is on board the prison ship. He's stayed on board the prison ship the entire time as his base.
I wonder why they did that. What were they looking at there behind Davros? Wait, what's that on the wall? Is that the script?
I'll even let you reference it twice because we're near at the end of this, thank God.
Yeah,
we still have a lot of pain to get through, but we're nearly at the end of it. So they've just left. The Doctor then doesn't kill Davros. I mean, thank God. That's not the sort of show this should be. But then just leaves and gets locked out like an idiot. And while that's happening, Mercer and Stein are fighting off Dalek troopers. They kill a couple of guys. More guys come. And Stein's conditioning reasserts itself long enough for Mercer to get killed.
Womp womp.
And Stein to get wounded, but not enough to not finish off the troopers. And so, when the Doctor is locked out, there's Stein. He's like, "Where's Mercer? Mercer's dead. I got him killed, Doctor. Don't come with me. I'll get you killed too. Stein, where are you going? No, stay away from me, Doctor." So he just runs away. He is going to do something useful, I promise you.
Boom.
But now, oh my God.
You know what I just thought of? I know that you were talking before about, the whole everybody lives thing.
Flapdoodle.
Nobody lives in this one except for the Doctor and his companions.
The Doctor, his companions, and
Well,
the two policemen. And
Lytton.
And
Yeah.
Lytton. And, although you don't see it, somebody else, but that's for another story.
Yeah.
Somebody else.
Yeah, Davros.
Oh, yeah. But,
He does live through
it's
this.
Davros. It's Davros.
I mean, he's reduced to a head, but he does live through this.
Right.
It's Davros.
It's Davros. Yeah, exactly.
He's reduced to head over. I mean, we've seen Revelation. You know this shit.
I'm just saying that he did survive. Despite
escaped.
what this story would make you believe. So,
He really got ahead of the game.
boo.
Hit the button.
You gave me more anything to do. Boo.
Anyway.
Anyway.
So now we have a big battle between the Daleks and the Duke.
Oh my god, this.
On the way.
So, yeah. It all centers around the warehouse. All of this battle is taking place around the warehouse. The TARDIS is at the warehouse. The soldiers are at the warehouse.
Bang, bang.
Then
boom,
Davros'
boom.
Daleks and the loyal trooper go to Earth, pick up the canisters. We have a shootout. I can't tell who's a shootout, not a fight.
Mother had this.
I can't tell who's killing who. I can't tell who's killing who because it's so damn dark. And I don't mean that the story is
Doesn't
dark. I mean
matter.
there is a lack of lighting. We know that Archer's soldiers are all killed because you can hear
Wow.
them fall down dead. So they're gone. Then, as if this wasn't complicated enough, Turlo is very critical of Tegan's plan to get a canister and get it inside the TARDIS. She manages to do this because, you know, all hell is breaking loose. They're not going to notice the tiny Australian woman taking a canister of the virus that they went to get in the first place.
Wah, wah.
And then it's hard to see Shootout 2, Electric Boogaloo, because now Lytton's in the warehouse with his troops. And you still can't see who's getting killed because some of the guys on different sides are wearing the same costume.
Great.
This is
Visual
just
continuity,
terrible.
guys.
And I think even the effects team were done with the story because when the troopers get exterminated, they don't even get the animation.
They don't even get the little negative.
No negative, no sound of the Dalek laser going off. It's like, no, we're done. We're as done as Tegan.
Meat fall down.
So they're gone as well. Surely there can't be more people being into the warehouse. Oh, yes, there can. Now the Daleks are here. They're here to
Everyone is
exterminate
here.
the two rogue Daleks.
It's Daleks fighting Daleks. That's what
To use
Doctor Who
to
is
steal
all
a
about.
and again, you can't tell what's happening. Who is shooting whom? They all look the same. God damn it.
Like, at least the later stories are like... I think they learned from this because they're like, okay, look, we're going to make all white Daleks and all black Daleks, and they'll shoot each other.
Yeah, that's very wild. That's very cowboy Wild West, but it works. The white hats and the black hats, except they're both
At least
evil.
you can fucking tell the sides apart.
Exactly.
when they're in
All
Civil
they had to
War.
do was make, when they get converted by Kirsten, just turn the Daleks' eyepieces red,
There you go.
like a red light.
Anything.
Honestly, by this point, I stopped caring, so
Yeah.
I was just like, okay, they're killing each other. I'll
So
just wait
bam,
till the
bam,
end to find
Daleks
out
are
who
blowing
lives.
up. Bam, bam, troopers are falling over. Lytton's dead, except he isn't. He's playing dead. He's the only survivor of this entire shootout, by the way.
Because he plays dead. I like
Meanwhile, yeah, because he plays dead, because, you know, he's smart. He's like the one smart
I
character
like
in
Colonel
this.
What's-His-Face in War of the Suntarans. How many Chibnall episodes I can reference.
Yeah.
You see, I mean, this is his childhood era. All these fucking plots he kept in the back of his head, remembering from these episodes he watched as a kid, and he put them in these episodes.
The Doctor, meanwhile, has escaped from the prison ship. No, he's not the Master Cat. He has escaped.
I mean, I wasn't going to say that,
I'm
but
glad
sure,
the Master's
put
not
words
in this,
my
'cause
mouth.
he didn't deserve to be in this. He deserves better than this. And thankfully, he got it just about.
No.
Look, Amy's Master was alright. He was fine.
I mean, he shows up in the next story, actually.
Yes, he does. But you liked him in Survival.
I did.
But anyway, I liked him in The Five Doctors as well. But again, stories that are better than this one, but we shouldn't talk about them.
Yes. Well, let's keep talking about this story and reach the fucking end of it.
Okay, so what? So Davros, in the biggest backfire in history, Davros sends Kirsten and the biochemist to kill the Daleks with the Magellan virus. Kirsten is immediately spotted and exterminated, so whoops.
Oops.
And there goes the biochemist as well. He doesn't even get a chance to explain himself. It's like, halt, bang, exterminated, gone. He gets the X-ray effect. It was good enough for Dirty Dem, but not for the troopers, anyway. So his plan there has failed, but he does test out the virus on 2 Daleks. And they start squirting out shaving foam.
Goody.
That's just the effect, is it? This is either like quick squirty cream or shaving foam, some white goop. And get used to seeing that white goop because we're about to see it again on mass here, because the Doctor has got a canister of the virus in the TARDIS next to Tegan. Let's just place it behind these Daleks and let's just turn it on.
Womp womp.
And Lytton sees all this. He repays the Doctor for blowing up 2 Daleks with mines by trying to shoot him. We forgot that bit. The Doctor beams into the warehouse and starts firing mines on Daleks to blow them up.
Kaboom.
So, the Daleks are all dead thanks to the virus. But only the ones in the warehouse, because as soon as they're in the TARDIS, they're like, well, that was horrible, Doctor. Yes, Tegan, I know. And it's seen between Doctor! Doctor! You have not won. You have only defeated my troops in the warehouse. We have duplicates all over the globe, and we will take over your beloved Earth. Oh, we've heard it all before. But it doesn't last for very long, because as the Supreme Dalek is talking to the Doctor, Stein has made his way into the self-destruct chamber. And I guess it was still primed from when Styles failed to use it earlier. They didn't think to, I don't know, deactivate the bomb, Dimitri?
Womp.
Maybe they didn't know how.
They don't deactivate the bomb. And the Daleks intercept Stein. They shoot him, but his body flops onto the plunger, and kablooey!
Chip go boom boom.
Yeah, so
I will say one bad thing about this actor. I kind of liked him during this whole thing, but also just the fact that he really, really overacted him falling on the lever.
yeah, kind of. It's Battlestar Galactica's final episode all over again.
Never saw that.
Fair enough. So Lytton has watched the Daleks all die in the warehouse. He actually kind of liked it. He now leaves. He dons his police inspector's uniform again and just leaves with his 2 goons. He gets away.
Wow. Chibnall really has remembered this episode.
Oh my god.
Holy, this is like, it's almost like the half-remembered Rosetta Stone of the Chibnall years.
Yeah. So, the day is saved. So we're going to go in the TARDIS.
Powerpuff Girls?
Again, they don't deserve to be associated with this shit.
Well, you haven't seen the more recent show, have you? That was
And
bullshit.
I'm not going to.
Good.
But,
It is so bad.
I'm sure it is. Is that the live action one?
No, well, not that one. The most recent cartoon reboot of it.
I didn't know there was a reboot.
There was. It was bad.
Because, by the way, the one that they're planning to release that's live action also sounds terrible.
Yeah. Yeah.
Hey, we got these 3...
No, we're talking about Powerpuff Girls. Shut up.
We've got these 3... We've got
Have you
these
seen
3...
the Powerpuff Girls anime? It's really good.
That one I haven't, no.
I've heard of it.
Highly suggested. It's actually really, really good.
Yeah. I just know that they went entirely over the line in beating the hell out of Mojo Jojo every
I remember
week.
one time in high school, one of my friends in physics class had like a Powerpuff Girls folder, and the teacher was handing out like folders, and he's like, okay, Jerry, Julie, Chris, Blossom.
Also, I can't believe you just doxed Julie and Chris. What a jerk.
I didn't say the last names.
I'm joking. Of course. It would have been funny if there actually had been somebody called Blossom in your class.
There was not.
Damn.
So join us next time on this review when we go over the Powerpuff Girls movie instead of anything else.
Well, let's just get to the bit, the whole reason I chose this in the first place, shall we? Because after this, it's over. We've got the overall thoughts and it's over. So, the day is somewhat saved, I guess. The Daleks are all dead. All of the humans that we encountered are dead, apart from Lytton and his two goons. So we're going to get in the TARDIS and just, go on another adventure. No, we're not, because Tegan has had enough. She's putting her foot down. This is her putting her foot down. And this is her leaving. This is how Janet Fielding departed Doctor Who.
Yep. Now, companion departures were a mixed bag in the classic era. I mean, sometimes they're good, poignant, but sometimes they're just like, well, I'm out of here. Bye. Kind of the latter. But it didn't have to be. Because of how she frames it.
The way she frames it is interesting, I'll give it that, because there were seeds sown for this in previous episodes, weren't there?
What? Really?
Warriors of the Deep.
Okay, I guess.
They're all dead. There should have been another way.
Yeah.
And there again, they're all dead, and I've had it. There isn't another way with you, Doctor. This is me getting out of here because it stopped being fun. She even says that.
Yeah. Now, here's the thing. How am I going to phrase this? This could be interesting, I should say. We have this big gritty story with a lot of people dying, and indeed, we've had lots of gritty stories where people die, like Earthshock and Warriors of the Deep, as you said. All this shit, and Tegan finally getting sick of it all and saying, Doctor, it's not fun traveling around with you. People get killed a lot, and it's all macho, dumb bullshit. I'm out of here. Now, that could almost be good, It brings to mind a good... this is an example of a better way they did it in Doctor Who. A good man goes to war. Where it's like, we're fighting the big fight against the silence. Ooh, it's a grand battle. We're going to win. It's our triumphant hour. And then River comes and says, you fucking idiot. This is not glamorous and glorious. They fucking hate you, and look at the devastation you caused by playing a soldier. You goddamn imbecile. Look what you did. You didn't even address your hurt friends. You just went straight to revenge. You imbecile. It's directly critiquing that glorious rah, 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 let's go to battle mindset.
Another example, of course, would be Kill the Moon. With Clara basically telling him what the hell she thinks.
Also good. But here's the kicker. This story can't do that. It can't do that because Eric Sayward likes doing this bullshit. He likes bang, bang, boom, boom, high body count Doctor Who. He's not trying to make a subversive thing where he does it and then says, actually, you're wrong for liking it. He fucking likes doing it. So it doesn't work at all. And it's just misery and bleak for the sake of it, and Tegan leaving makes sense, but also it's like, it doesn't say anything because it can't critique itself because its writer does not have that self-awareness. He likes this shit. And I hate this shit. And the Doctor even says, well, I think I have to mend my ways. But does he really? 3 stories from now, we have the twin dilemma. That doesn't mend any fucking ways at all, now does it?
No, if anything, it makes it worse.
Yeah, because he doesn't change. In fact, he gets worse because Sayward is like, oh, the 5th Doctor, he was too nice. We really need to ratchet up the violent asshole tendencies. And in doing so, fucked over Colin Baker's TV era. And fucked over the show. But that's how Resurrection of the Dalek ends, and I'm going to save some thoughts for overall thoughts. Anyone want to go first, or you want me to just...
It ends with Braveheart Tegan, Doctor, I will miss you. She does come back when the TARDIS leaves. Yeah. And the Doctor does mention that, Tegan's just left me for the same reason I left Gallifrey. I was tired of what my people were doing, and I wanted out of it, and, I should try and change my way. He doesn't, as you pointed out.
Mm.
But
A better writer could have done
an
something.
attempt was made, I guess.
A poor attempt. Anyway, who wants to go first?
Can I please go first?
Yes, please.
Because good God, I want to get this off my chest.
Unless you really want to go first. Dave?
I'll take that silence as a no. Okay. So, firstly, I could just joke and say, okay, here's my summing up. I'm sorry, and leave it at that. I am sorry because this is really, really bleak. And I knew it was going to be bleak, but I didn't think it would be this damn bleak. This is everything I don't like about Doctor Who. It's death and violence for the sake of death and violence. There are too many ideas, which on their own could have been developed into something really rather interesting and fun to watch. Like the duplicate idea is brilliant. Do you know how that's resolved, by the way, at the end?
Oh, all the duplicates are just going to die.
No, they will break their conditioning because they're unstable.
Yeah. All the duplicates broke their conditioning off screen.
Please note, the duplicates broke their conditioning on the way back to their home planet. Yeah, so that's one thing. And I think even the writer says there was too many ideas in this.
Well, I mean,
and there was a terrible feeling on the set because they knew it was Janet Fielding's final story. They filmed that scene last. So she was visibly upset. Peter Davison was visibly upset. And you know how she got into character for that scene? She went backstage and kicked things.
Oh my God.
To set up for that scene, to get ready for that scene. I don't even think that's method. I think that's just expressing her feelings backstage. Good God.
Shit. If you'll excuse me.
But
I'm in character now.
Some of the deaths are completely unnecessary. Don't serve any purpose to the narrative other than look how cruel these two policemen are, or look how cruel the Daleks are being. We know the Daleks are cruel. They're space Nazis. We established this back in the Dead Planet where they peaked. Joe Vevers, shout out for you. But yeah, it's dire. It's not the worst Dalek story. Well, actually, I say that. Is it the worst Dalek story? Evolution's pretty bad, but at least that was trying to do something interesting. It just didn't do it very well. It's just bang, bang, shooty, shooty, bang, bang. Yeah, this might be the worst Dalek story I've seen.
Well then.
Congratulations, Evolution. You are no longer the worst Dalek story I've ever seen. Great.
Vindication for Dalek Sec.
No, but let's not go that far. Let's not say things we can't take back in about 2 weeks' time. But yeah, it's not my cup of tea at all. It's dark for the sake of dark, and it's also dark in terms of the shooting of the warehouse. You can't even see who's getting killed. Come on. That's all I have to say.
Yeah, you want to go or shall I go next?
I'll go ahead and go since it's your choice next.
Okay, go on.
This was boring, like super, super boring. There's really nothing good about this whole thing. I mean, there was some good where Davros was pretty good, but I mean that's pretty much it. And that's all I got to say. It's bad. There's nothing memorable about it. Tegan leaves in like the worst way possible. Yeah, no, it's bad.
So before I go, I guess I'll mention what Kuchiri said in our chat. I quote, "This felt like a Chibnall serial. I was bored throughout. Tegan's departure is very lacking."
Right on all fronts.
I mean, yeah, but I'm gonna one up you, Rainiac. You say this is the worst Dalek story you've ever seen? This is one of my new least favorite Doctor Who stories of all time. And I came up with a brilliant metaphor to describe it as I was watching it. This story is a Dalek. There is no compassion, There is no empathy. There is no bright spark of positivity or creativity within it. It is a miserable, hateful piece of television that only knows how to spread death and misery for 100 minutes of its runtime. It is absolutely the antithesis of what I come to Doctor Who for, and I greatly dislike it. And it is just a poster child of perhaps one of the worst eras of the show, the Sayward era. This combined with Warriors of the Deep, Twin Dilemma, some of the bullshit we see in the Colin Baker years, just things greatly improved once Sayward left at the end of the trial bullshit. It's kind of sad that that became a big clusterfuck that ended up taking Colin Baker with him, but things improved once he got out of the thing. So, yeah. Not the biggest fan of Sayward. Unfortunately, Chibnall seemed to be. This was his childhood Doctor Who, and there's a lot of elements in here, as I've said, that you can feel like the half-remembered memory of pop back aesthetically in the Chibnall years. But yeah, this is dark. I can't rank it in terms of like Twin Dilemma or whatever other fucking least favorite Doctor Who story I have at the moment du jour, but fucking terrible, hateful, vile, miserable. Hated watching it. Hated every moment of it. Could have had something to say with Tegan, but didn't because the writer lacked the self-awareness too. Just a miserable fucking episode of Doctor Who all around. Hard pass. Do not.
Okay, so I will make a... Firstly, that analogy about the episode being a Dalek itself, that was worth the last 2 hours alone, because that's brilliant.
Thank you. I have my moments of lucidity and critique.
Secondly, though, I'm going to make a pledge right now. Okay? I foisted this on everybody, and I'm sorry about that. The next one I pick, whatever it is, I promise you I will pick something that I know is good. No more... I will not make a blind pick, and it will be wrong again like this. I'm going to pick something I know that I enjoyed and that you will enjoy.
Didn't you say that last time you picked something blind, too?
That was Inferno 2 years ago. Give me a break.
Okay, it was Inferno 2 years ago? I could have sworn you picked something blind this year. Calendar.
No. I said this will not be a blind pick. I will pick something I know that I enjoyed and you will enjoy.
Okay, I'm probably misremembering. I swear I thought that you picked something blind for us and it was bad.
Oh, Time Lash.
Okay, there you go.
But that's what I'm saying. I will not do a blind pick next time.
Okay, I'm not doing a blind pick next time either because I'm up next, and I have a story that I'm pretty sure it's good. It's well regarded, but well regarded doesn't mean Hill Squad. But I remember it being good and interesting, and not too overly offensive. There are some parts that are eyebrow raising, but it's a period. They're period piece portions, so it's like you kind of see it, but at the same time you can be like, what? But anyway. Next time on Doctor Who Reviews, John Pertwee in Carnival of Monsters.
Okay, so this is not a blind pick for me either, because I have seen it.
Would you say it is good?
Yes. It's the right sort of gonzo.
Yeah,
It's a wacky, off-the-wall idea, and I think it pulls it off rather well.
It's got some interesting meta commentary. It's got some... light anti-authority, anti-capitalist bullshit.
It's got a fun side character.
Yeah.
My favourite, the lovable rogue.
Well, it's a Robert Holmes story. He did
Love me a good lovable rogue character.
He did lovable rogue very well. So, yeah. Hopefully, we enjoy this one. We haven't done a Pertwee in a while, so. Yeah. So next time that. Do we have anything else, or shall we tell you to tell us where we can find you?
I'm going to tell myself to wrap this up. So, you can find us... Rainiac, wrap this up. Yes, boss. So, I said I was going to do it, and I did it. I'm a man of my word. So, you can find us, as my nose gets blocked up to hell and back, you can find us on Twitter, @ReviewsDoctor. You can also find us individually, @Rainiac the Maniac, @Freezing Inferno, and @Concave Usurper, and Kuchiri is absent, but @the Kuchiri. You can also find us all on twitch.tv/Freezing Inferno, /Concave Usurper, /the Kuchiri, And when I sort it out, I'll be on Twitch as well. Because, funnily enough, something happened in the past week which has kind of precipitated my idea that I talked about for Death and the Queen.
Oh.
Fall Guys streams.
Oh, he wants to get a crown. Typical Brit.
I got a crown on that game the day after the announcement.
I got a crown on that game the second time I ever played it.
Yeah, alright, hard game beater. Look, I enjoy
Right.
Fall Guys. It also annoys the hell out of me sometimes, but I enjoy it.
I mean, that's the way the hard game goes. I'm
It's the
glad
best
you
battle
enjoy it.
royale game I've ever played because it's fun and it actually, it's not bang bang shooty shooty. It's trying to do something with a different concept.
I liked Super Mario 99 when that was available.
Yeah, when they try and do something like a bit more off the wall with the battle royals, not just kill everybody, it's fun.
Yeah, I mean,
Tetris
it's
99.
just
So
just
anyway,
like-
if I do the streams, expect it like on or just after June 21st when the game relaunches. We'll get some people together, and it's not just to win crowns; it's actually just to have fun and to try out the new modes.
Just run around with your little beans trying to dodge big foam rubber tip things.
Look, I'm sorry, it's fun. I will not apologise for liking Fall Guys.
That's fine. I like. What's the controversial Doctor Who that I like? I can't remember.
Hellbent.
All right, I like Hellbent. There you go. Fucking.
Oh, you're actually going to run with that? I was saying that as a joke.
No, fucking. Hellbent stand.
Anyway, things that people have written, friends of the show have written. So, buy The Tower Through the Trees.
Yes.
Did I get that right?
Yes.
By The Tower Through the Trees by Sean Dillon, friend of the show. Buy volumes 1 and 2 of Back to the Environment by Christopher Tier, another friend of the show.
Yay.
And we thank you for listening to us talk about the absolute black swamp that is Resurrection of the Daleks. And join us next time for what I hope will be a much brighter episode where Kuchiri returns and we look at John Pertwee in Carnival of Monsters. Until then, bye for now.